It's a deck that this probably is the most successful looking mystical tutor deck I've played so far. So this is interesting. Well, we lost a 10-hour game to this yesterday, so I guess that means it's good. If you just, we're gonna see how often we draw the cards that we need every time. It's a blue-green deck. It's got some pretty interesting things in here. Initially, I had Jadzi in the command zone instead, but with the Zuza in the game at this point, since I've last played Jadzi, and other, well, essentially green and blue-green things, Jadzi's is a little pushed out of doing anything crazy with the green side of it. And the blue side, by the time you're doing stuff with the blue side, the game is already over. Like somebody's going to win at the point at which you have magecrafted or done the magecraft thing. So both sides of these are, I don't know. I played it not too long ago, but it is still up there for me. I just like this commander. It's just neat. It does play a lot of lands sometimes, though, for the green spell, and that kind of gets in the way, again, with something like Azusa getting less in the way of trying to play a bunch of lands in your deck. And the blue doesn't necessarily offset that too much, but I'm going to play Tamiyo instead. I haven't played this in over 3 years, apparently. I do remember last time playing it, I made the book and someone blew it up, so that's unfortunate. It's not indestructible. Or as hexproof. I mean, I would have taken that or anything. So it's not super reliable. I'm not going to proliferate spam or have this, get doubling seasoned Vorinclex, so I just have a book immediately. I'm not really fixated on that side of it. More fixated on the other things it's doing. Actually, I'm going to take out Migration Path and add Eternal Witness, because that's a card my Tamiyo opponent the other day played, so there we go. Alright, there we go. It's our turn to do it. It's our turn. We're the ones doing it now. I could replace Gilded Goose with something. I could get an island here. We could just get an island here, right? Yeah. How do you do nothing? What? I'm confused. Opponent just did nothing. Okay, well, nothing it is. We just plus this. Oh, alright, they just had another card, I guess. Artifacts and creatures entering don't cause things to do stuff. Sure. Each planeswalker with one or more loyalty loses all abilities and is a creature. What? My brain. My brain is... Alright. Oh! Alright, well. Get in there for 6? Wait, no, what if I just didn't swing? What if I did, though? Okay, interesting. Smothering Tithe, okay, that's pretty easily dealt with. I can copy Smothering Tithe like 12 times. It's Let's make a food token. I think I could just eat one of these food tokens at this point. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Draw. Ugh! Please. Decline. And then make 2 of those? What if I just didn't do that? Actually, no, that's just too funny. I have to do this. I'm not going to target their creatures. That's not a good idea. I'm not going to target Tamiyo either. Doesn't really do much. Let's just do this. Okay. Well, there's no real attack anymore because of Mother of Runes. The longer I sit on Doppelganger, the funnier it gets. Yeah, except my opponent made my Tamiyo a creature, so I guess there's board wipes. Sure. This is a Redain player that is not the person I see that always plays Redain. It's a different one. Players can't draw more than 1 card. Alright. The stacks are real. This is wild. Alright, I love it. Let's see. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so we just... Oh, come on! We just pay for that this time. And I guess we're just passing. Tamiyo's stacks are real. Or the Redain stacks, I mean. Alright, go on. Pay. Pay for it. Oh, they did. They actually did pay for it. Wow. What are they scared of that costs more mana than I currently have displayed that would make you want to pay for it? Other than you just don't have anything else to do, so you might as well. Which is totally reasonable. I don't know if this draw-go game favors the mono-white deck too much. Okay, now we have to think again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright. I think I win. You can't Minotaur it. You can't reprieve it. So, I think I just win. I will swing with Tamiyo. No, that's dumb. Yes. No. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Land again! Please! 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 Please have Settle the Wreckage or something? I don't know. I don't think there's any surviving this. But my opponent hasn't given up yet, so maybe they think there is. They can turn this... they can remove it off of combat if they just get rid of Spark Rupture. And it's no longer a swinging 6/6. They want the Spark Rupture still. Jeez. Why did they keep the 1/2? Oh, they don't want to die. Yeah, that makes sense. So they did this specifically because there's a counterspell. Like, that's why they did what they just did. But the wash away might just hose them. It's funny, I never needed to draw another card. I just had everything I needed. In my, like, starting hand. Yeah. Alright, well, they had cards, I guess. I could have probably just let that go. No, because Tamiyo's forever gone. Yeah, if Tamiyo's gone forever, and I also don't have anything in my hand, and this comes back as a creature every time, because they didn't sacrifice this. So if that sweeper went through, my opponent actually survives an Emrakul and has 3 cards in their hand and a commander, and I actually have nothing. A 92-92? I don't think that's possible, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. But I don't think that's possible. I think it's 100% impossible to make this a 92-92. If ever it is possible, we have a problem, probably. There's probably a problem if you can do that. So, yeah, I'll ponder here. Grazers, and actually all 3 of these are kind of interesting. Decline. Yeah, all 3 of these are pretty interesting here. I need another blue source specifically. Kama. Is Kama actually castable? It is not, right? Alright, I can actually mill it with Ice Till, so I did stack my deck appropriately. But I didn't do that on purpose. I did not do that on purpose. But I did stack it in a way that is actually ideal. Ah, I lost Force of Negation. Tragic. Alright, another blue source, and we're cooking with fire. What is that? Toxic? What do you... Oh! We did it. I'll go to combat first. Come on, opponent. Don't do anything about it. Okay, it's in. It's in. It's in. Okay. Yes! Yes! Oh. Yes. Alright. Mission accomplished. Mono blue? Wait, what? What? They only had islands? What? I didn't even see. Okay, alright. That's interesting, I guess. That's what it takes for the 84 to get in. It's mono blue Azusa. Azula, I mean. Mono blue Azula. That's the only way to ever get an 86 in. Without trample, without hexproof. No haste. Love it. Alright, so I kind of ignore this a lot, which is a problem. But that's a problem for a future version of myself. The present version just ramps. How does that happen? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Why can't people leave me alone and let me be the only one to do this? Is this a tapped land? Oh, it is. Alright, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see what happens. I like these two cards. Do I like them enough to not cast Planar Genesis? I mean, this. Alright. I think that counterspell is good, so I'm gonna not lose it. Okay, so we can play a land, and then we can just get through... Actually, let's play this. Yeah. And then we just get in there. Block it. Oh, you coward. They can't witness protection. Yeah, that's true. It just has counters on it. It's immune to the Frogifies. Ugh. Delighted Halfling. Well, unfortunately, that card is dumb, so... Oh, no, I can't counter it. I don't have another untapped blue source. Alright, you got me. You got me. Because the breeding pool's already in play. We shall Planar Genesis instead. Well, they've done nothing but ramp spells. So... unfortunate. I don't think this does anything, so I'm just going to cast this, because I don't lose the game if it gets countered. In fact, I would like to see a counterspell here. I don't think this deck really plays counterspell. Oh, I can actually lock down the Delighted Halfling. Never mind, Tamiyo actually does do something. If that was on my radar, I probably would have just not completed it to leave up counterspell. But it wasn't on my radar. Because why would it be? Thinking is not what blue-green players do. I can storm off for my opponent with Emrakul. And then really show them what for. But there's really not a lot of counterspells in this deck. They got rid of Dramatic Reversal, which I think is a combo piece. I mean, they just have access to it anyways. Choose a land type. Alright. Beast Within. Really? Wow. Wow. What? What are you doing? Is that just like the most crazy thing ever, or am I tripping? I mean, you can cast your commander all you want. You need something to do out of the graveyard with it. But I guess you can cast it. Beast Within is not necessarily something I'm concerned with, so by all means have your commander. Let's tap down the Delighted Halfling still. And cast this. Still, I don't think Bribery has text. I just don't have confidence that it has text here. You just do nothing? Oh, okay. Alright, they're firemen, I'm sure. I got a little concerned. Well, you should use the mana, right? Do I care about this? Nope. I don't care about that at all. Cyclonic Rift. Wait, can I cast Emrakul? I can. It's uncounterable. Alright, can I completely annihilate your entire everything with this card? Yes. I can. It looks like I'm going to storm off and probably win on my side instead of my opponent's. Or something really bad is going to happen with that Emrakul. Storm decks do not want you to steal their turn, let me tell you. If ever you were going to steal someone's turn, it's the Ruby Medallion player. Yeah, we don't read around here. Readings for other people. Yeah, that's true. I didn't call it fire breathing. They actually used it, but they didn't need to use it because they floated mana anyways, so it didn't effectively do anything for my opponent. But they didn't have a storm turn. Like, they untapped with their commander and just didn't do anything. So, I don't know. I don't know. Come on, Moltender, really? Really? You gonna be like that? So, mill, and then this land? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. I'm not going to try to body of wait. We could just do that anyways. What if I did this? What if I played smart? And just... What if I did this? I can figure it out, I promise. I figured it out. Okay. What if I did this? That's probably a smart idea. If I draw specifically... Oh, wait a minute. I have 2 rainbow lands. Alright, no, we're good. We're good if we draw a card. We didn't draw it. Alright. Opponent also has probably one of the best shrines possible here. Actually, like, the best possible shrine. Fortunately, this Heaped Harvest undoes the shrine, because I just get the lands back. Like, Heap Harvest just turns these 2 cards into play into unkillable cards. Like, they can kill the tokens, but I just offset it with that ramp spell. Still one of the best possible shrines, though. Oh, I can body! I can do it next turn. Wait a minute. Unless they have... I don't know. Not that. Yes! Get in there. Yes! Get in there. Yes. Go on, kill that Molt Tender. Act like it matters. Yeah, that's what I thought. Deal with this 85. No, 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 what are you doing? No. Ah. Oh. Alright. Jimbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here. There. Trésor. Another land? Why not? We have this in my hand. Okay, we now decided to kill the Molt Tender, but we didn't last turn. Okay. That's probably not a good idea. The stopping the Sanctum Weaver has completely carried me, by the way, if anyone was curious. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, they're probably just going to concede when I Tooth and Nail Entwine, but maybe they don't. I don't know. Comma in Ice Till? Because there's a fetch land? Is there a fetch land? No, there's not. Alright, never mind. Comma and Uro? That's pretty lackluster, isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's not. Because I can just do this. There we go. Deal with that. Get me it. Get me. Oh, Eternal Witness? Yeah, I could have done that. That would have been kind of fancy. And then pick it up and do it again and stuff instead of comma. I don't know. I think this gives me hedge against a sweeper because it's indestructible and stuff. But I mean, Eternal Witness is probably fine. I could actually just do that and then Tooth and Nail this next time. Oh, I could also Tooth and Nail Emrakul because it shuffles back in. Yeah, maybe Eternal Witness is actually just right. Interesting to think about. Alright. Good observation. Yeah. I remember doing that in EDH on paper a lot. Getting Eternal Witness. So I guess this does make sense. I did that a lot, actually. Surprised I didn't do it there. I'm out of practice. I think Tooth and Nail has always been an auto win. I don't think there ever wasn't an instant win with that. It came out in Mirrodin. Yeah, it was the original Mirrodin. I think it was an auto win right when it came out. I'm pretty sure. I say with confidence. Maybe you don't have, like, the Crater Hoof swing for lethal, but you just get 2 creatures that no one can possibly beat. And almost always win. You win almost as many games as you would if you had Crater Hoof every time. Tapped. I could get another dual land in here, maybe. I should look at the mana base, actually. I might not have updated it since last I played this. Yeah, Tooth and Nail itself is the problem, not the not the cards that got it. Just 9 mana, cast it, win. But I mean, we have Emergent Ultimatum, which is like 7 mana, cast it, win, right? Emergent Ultimatum is just a better Tooth and Nail. It does require that you play more than one color, but you're still in the best color, so it doesn't really matter. Kiki Jiki? Yeah, that's true. I guess it wasn't... Maybe it's not as definitive as I think it is. It still feels pretty definitive, though. Do I... Oh, wait, what am I doing? Did I play a land this turn? I did. I obviously just did. Lotus Cobra just gave me mana. See, this is what happens when I try to talk to people and play Magic. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't care about that. Oh, it's this person again. We played this person the other day, and they like didn't do anything. I mean, it was hard to do stuff with that commander. It's not their fault. I'm not brainstorming. I don't think, yet again, I don't think bribery's actually doing anything. It's a bit unfortunate. So we'll just go into the commander. I'd like to see a counterspell, although I'd be surprised to see a counterspell. There is a counterspell. Okay. And then we just swing for 2. There was a counterspell. Does my opponent respect one of my own? I didn't fight over this, so maybe not. 1,000 year. Whoa! Alright, well that can't resolve. That's just better than their commander. I'm gonna cast my commander again here. Oh, that can go. We're just gonna cast this. Again, I really do not believe that bribery does anything, so. But you know what does do something? Tapping down Arcane Signal. No, trust me, I would be surprised if there was something. Oh, well, that's what you just said. That's what you just said. Don't listen to me. There's been a lot of games where bribery, where you think it would be good, has done stone cold nothing. We're going to lead with it, though. I'm not saying it won't do something. Oh, opponent doesn't want me to see. Oh, opponent. Well, I guess you were right. There's something in there that is egregious. I don't know what it is, though. I'm not probably ever going to own it, though. Because, again, you just don't need it when you're green. You don't ever genuinely need it in the deck. Alright, Badger, get in there for the first time ever. Maybe, I don't know. There's Stern Scolding will spawn in their hand? No, it didn't. Alright, we're going to copy that thing. Yes, sirree. We're going to see what happens to the MDFC when it comes back as a spell. I think it just dies. Swing for... Wait. What if I just cast this? Yeah, what if I just sent it? It gets counterspelled, alright. Yeah, for Raphaelos, that's true, yeah. Again, I mean, I don't know that, but... Mythweaver Pock, just in time. Just in time. If I had that last turn, it would still get counterspelled, actually. Yeah. Alright, well, we just... probably now just lose to those 2 spells, I think. I need to draw... Honestly, I don't even know what I need to draw. That wasn't it. Okay, well, it was a turn too late. I needed it to kind of draw that last turn. Although I'm still just simply losing. So it probably doesn't matter anyways. Still just losing here. That kind of does something. I don't think I have many outs here to my opponent's cards. I can doppelgang things, but it's just not that great to doppelgang. So. I am demanding that they try to immediately win, so I'm putting the question on my opponent to win the game. I suppose I will pick up the counter spell, because that gives me the most hedge. I know the draw 3 is good, but I'd rather just have the counter spell. So I'm basically asking my opponent, can you win next turn? Is kind of what I'm doing. And they're making a good show of it. it's not looking good from my end here. Especially with the counterspell being literally known about. they just know it's in my hand. Alright, that can just resolve. It doesn't really do anything. Land, short. Crash through. Alright, well, here we go. Yep, that can do its thing. None of that is being countered from my side. They have to, again, still win this turn. They need... Any spell gives you the Ral ultimate. So you just gotta cast a spell. Looks like they don't have it, or they just don't want to ultimate. Interesting. I don't know which one is the case currently. I think it is always worth it to crack the other Scute Swarm land tier instead of holding it for Pock, because, well, essentially it's almost just lethal because of that. That's actually a pretty solid card, I think. So, are they just dead? Is my opponent just dead if I swing face? They block 1, 2, 3, 4. So they block 1, 2, 3, 4, and they take 17. They're not dead. So that means if I doppelgang this, they're dead, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So 3. 1, 2, and 3? Like that? Now they're dead? Oh, I didn't anticipate. Okay, this doesn't matter. I mean, I hit the token limit. Love to see it. Oh, wait, doesn't Pock see the doubled lands? Oh, maybe that already happened. I don't know. So I swing, and then they die to a spell being cast because I have 3 damage with the doppelgang. If this wasn't lethal, I'd just send it into Ral, and then I don't know how they win without Ral in play, but I've just put them dead to a spell. That's actually kind of a cool way to win. Look at that. I found 3 damage with doppelgang. That's funny. It wasn't looking good there. Burst Lightning Counterspell is a pretty good retort to what I was doing. But that one turn, like I said, I asked the question, can you win? And they said no. So it gets back to me. I didn't have lethal without some other thing. It wasn't just Scute Swarm. But after killing Ral, if it wasn't lethal, I'm not really sure what they could do. Yeah, turn 1 exploration. Historic Brawl. I can probably harass something that has merit with Tamiyo here. Or not. I gotta stop assuming my cards do anything from my opponent's openers. I just gotta stop assuming things. Do I want this land? Unfortunately, I kind of actually do want that land. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I do. So I can only tap the artifact. I can't actually do anything after that. What is Toph? It's a 3/3. Ay, ay, ay. I can tap the World Wagon. Toph doesn't kill Tamiyo, and I don't think I care if it wait, does it kill Tamiyo? Maybe it does. Hold on. It's your end step, you Earthbend, so it itself doesn't on its own. I'm not going to Cyclonic Rift my opponent's commander for the turn cycle. That doesn't really feel great. I mean, you just cast it and swing, right? What else are we? What else is there to do? Okay. My opponent chose this route instead, which I suppose is roughly the same exact thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Alright, Lightning Greaves. Amazing. Let's name... I guess Serpent? No, I should name Elf always. I should always name Elf there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Is this like a must-do thing right now? And just copy Island? What do you mean target 3 permanents? Whoa, what the? No, I can only target 1. I, like, have to do that right now, so nobody look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's probably always right to do that. So I did. So I did. My hand is lined up for the 7th mana to be very relevant when it enters Earthbend X. Okay. No, because I need to cast Cyclonic Rift. And this is exactly why. Okay, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Otherwise, the World Wagon is fine, but I need to put this card on the stack here. Or rather, I would highly advise myself to put the ability to cast it. Crewing the World Wagon doesn't matter. It's not doing anything for me. Okay, I drew a land anyways, because of course I did. But who cares? The ultimate question is being asked. What do you got? Man, Lightning Greaves is so good in this deck. Well, actually, you know what? It's not as good as I think it is. It's just good against Tamiyo. But in my opponent's deck, I guess it's not, like, destroying the universe on its own or anything. I don't know the last time, if ever, I've just tooth and nailed from hand twice. 2 creatures. Don't care. Don't care. That does not have trample. Okay. So building up for Annihilator 6. Is this lethal on the 15, 21, 22, 23, 24? Nope. They don't have to block anything. It would be nice if I forced the block. Turgid is still, like, up there in the bracket. Yeah, there's a high bracket that's, like, splishy splashy. The one everyone claims is, like, tier 4.5, and Turgid is up there for some reason. They can crew that and give it haste, but then it does simply die, so it just replaces itself in the land, is what my opponent is thinking about there. There's really zero reason to swing with Kama unless it's lethal. It is not lethal, so there's no reason to swing with it. I'm kind of surprised they sacked... Oh no, the Earthbent lands come back. It's perfectly reasonable to sack them. They keep Toph. Really? I would keep maybe something that wasn't Toph. Okay. Well, from this perspective, there's basically no card in the game my opponent could play that wins from here. There's just no beating this at this point. I could have technically tapped the... No, just tap the Mana Rocks. It's effectively the same. There's no card in the game that beats this other than specifically a sweeper or something. Which doesn't really do much because Kama doesn't die. And they have to deal with this still. But yeah, it's another one of those games where like Tamiyo goes to try to do something so it doesn't die. It like protects itself. But then my opponent just suddenly has Lightning Greaves and... Now I have to worry about trying to win some other way, and I did. But yeah, I'm not going to copy... Now, the way it panned out, I could have just got World Wagon myself, the way the game just played out. And that would have forced lethal in this turn cycle, so I would have to make them keep a creature to block something so they don't die, which is basically Annihilator 7 instead of 6. But I just think it's worth it to leave up Psychonic Rift in case I get exploded by something, but that something didn't come to fruition. Turok. Turok is on my list of things to play, so I will be playing Turok soon. I think it's a mythic that I don't own, so I don't know how soon soon is. But Turok is on my list of things. That one seems to be the discard commander of choice, and it also I don't think is in like potato bracket where it sees Keenan and Scythus. I wouldn't put it there. I think it's strange that Turgid is up there, but anyways, I'm going to talk about this deck now. So I'd much prefer this without the proliferate spam. At no point did I get the book. I got kind of close once or twice, but every single opponent had something to make me not have it. So it on its own in isolation is just not really going to get there. So like the proliferate cards come to mind. I guess you could play a bunch of Frogify effects, which would help get you there, but you still have to block the 1/1s that you just now created. Otherwise, you're not getting there. The blue-green big funny stuff is just solid. It's some of the best things to do in the format, period, is play some sort of Keenan-style thing. This is a vast departure from what Keenan would do if you're going to like a one-to-one comparison. But blue-green is just really good, right? It, in my opinion, is probably the best color combo, right? Green is the best color, and blue, I think, complements it the best because the giant blue spells are nuts. Counter spells are good in a ramp deck. You could make an argument that like white has sweepers, but black has spot removal. And so I guess actually white does too. Yeah. The card draw that blue provides is excellent, right? Uro effects. Yeah, it's just like your deck is literally so good that your commander can kind of just be a little underwhelming, and you're just still playing up to... You're keeping up with your opponent without having a repeating threat that your deck is quote-unquote totally based around, right? Like, imagine my commander was 100% geared towards exactly the cards I'm playing, like Keenan would be, and this deck would be launched into the stratosphere. Because I was playing a really good back and forth with every opponent I played against. A lot of them were just doing the same thing I was doing today, which was ramp spells. We did see a few games, again, where my opponent just top-decked the one card in their deck that wins and no other card I can think of would win. Like a Rofellos player got Staff of Domination just off the top of their deck. Just ripped it right off. Needed it that turn. There it was, won. So that happened a few times. I at no point just top-decked Ever-Flowing Insight right when I needed it and drew 7 and turned the game around. But Emrakul is hard castable in this deck, which is great. Tooth and Nail is excellent. Kama is weird. The game is less about going wide than maybe it was in the past. That's why I say sweepers are less relevant than they've been in the past. But I kind of like this. It's better than I give it credit for. Like, sometimes I think it's bad, and then I play it, and I'm reminded that if they don't immediately kill it, it is actually kind of good. The uncounterable clause is like whatever to me. There's like Cavernous Souls, which actually Cavernous Souls didn't really do much here. I mean, I was Jadzi to begin with, which is a creature. This is obviously not a creature. But Cavernous Souls is just a card you probably put in your deck and not really think about it, assuming you have any amount of creatures. The top end could have put Craterhoof. I don't know if Craterhoof would have ever changed any game that I lost into a win. I don't think so. I never cast Expropriate. Yeah, there was one game I made a huge mistake. I punted one game where I had, like, Cyclonic Rift, and my opponent was building up for a lethal attack, so I could have bounced all their stuff pre-combat, and then I could have went into an Expropriate with an Uro in play, and then from there I think there was Tooth and Nail in my hand. So, like, there was a huge punt game. There's a huge punt there in one game I can think of, but all the other ones were pretty solid. Rofellos is kind of okay. You don't need a critical... Honestly, just one forest, and it's simply already Rampant Growth, and that's good enough to play Rampant Growth, so anything more than one is... it's just Rofellos. But I don't own Yavimaya. It would most assuredly go in here, because Rofellos cares about it, and it's free enough to just replace a forest with it. Hullbreaker's weird because it requires other cards to do anything, whereas all the threats that I'm playing, you don't need another card to go with them. You just play them. You don't need... Like, Hullbreaker, you have to cast other cards for it to really shine. It still kind of does something the turn you play it, I guess, but most of the time, your giant explosive windmill slam 7-drop is a problem just simply existing. Now, Hullbreaker doesn't really struggle to have other spells go with it, because you're still drawing a card every turn. I mean, I did draw a lot of lands, but you still are casting spells after it, so it's not like it's bad. But I don't have a lot of instants, so I can't, like, bounce spells on the stack. It's mostly just bounce my opponent's board over and over and whatnot. But, again, if you can just avoid having to think about further investment of your explosive card, you probably should avoid that. And you avoid that by playing stuff like Kama instead, because it's a self-sustaining ecosystem. It doesn't need other cards. It creates the value itself. Doppelgang is just great. I love this card. You have to have so much mana in a game for it to be crazy. But, I mean, even at 5 mana, copying anything is kind of just fine, right? It's kind of okay. I don't hate it. You can... Wait, can you... No, you can't copy the stupid book because it's a legendary. The ultimate on this is so miserable. It's so miserable. And that's fine. That's fine, right? I never got to it. Opponents were threatened enough to deal with Tamiyo constantly. There were games where they killed it and they shouldn't have. It was at like 2 loyalty, doing nothing, and they just killed it so I could recast it and have a better minus, or just set it to a higher loyalty when I cast it again. So people did just swing into this, but some people don't think about it. They just swing into your Planeswalker commander when they otherwise full stop should not do that. There was like 2 or 3 opponents that gave me more loyalty than I really had any business having. Yeah, other than that, it's... You cast Bribery, you win, right? That's still a thing, other than that one game. You could go for Frogifies. You could go for more, I guess, more card draw, although I would lean a little bit more into the ramp, and also, as card draw would be like Treasure Cruise. Dig Through Time would maybe be the 2 big ones. It doesn't like Uro, but I don't know, it's hard to... You could turn Uro into Dig Through Time or Treasure Cruise and probably be better off for it. This is slow, but the value is real. It's just slow to get the value, right? This is not a card you rely on to win a game. You just draw a card with it, and then later on in the game you draw another card, and then maybe they kill it, which is going up another card because your opponent spent resources, and then way later you might do it again and draw another card, So it's just slow, but Treasure Cruise is up front. It draws all the cards right out of the gate. Like, for this to draw 3 cards requires you having swung with it twice, right? Or having just simply cast out of the graveyard twice or something. Whereas Treasure Cruise just does it, like, out of the gate. And you don't have to continuously feed Treasure Cruise. You just do it once. You can also cast Treasure Cruise for, like, 5 mana. It doesn't always have to be 1 mana. Lorien Revealed, even. Lorien Revealed is another interesting one, instead of Uro. It's just weird to think that Uro is not, like, an auto-include into a blue-green deck like this, but there are so many. You only have 99 slots, right? You only have 99. You gotta think of something to play. Uro hasn't been too impressive lately, but again, you have Treasure Cruise Dig Through Time that kind of sort of take up the same spot, really. This is a ramp spell sometimes, but I'm not a big fan of exploration, or excuse me, explore. I guess I'm not actually a big fan of exploration either, because every time you play it, the game is over. It's kind of stupid. It's really stupid. They got rid of Ancient Tomb, and like, oh, by the way, this is in the game instead now. Like, why? What was the point of getting rid of Ancient Tomb? But yeah, so it's like explore, sort of, and I'm not a fan of explore or Growth Spiral. They're not super consistent. They do at least replace themselves. It's not like the worst thing ever. I'm not a fan of... What's the other one? Up the Beanstalk, right? This technically is always at least 5. And yeah, it's just those kinds of effects. I don't know. I like the upfront heavy draw spell instead, like Treasure Cruise and stuff. And honestly, Overflowing Insight was just in here because I was being spiteful that one player just top-decked it. But we never did. This could just be Treasure Cruise or Dig Through Time, and honestly, it should be. It just should be. But this is funny. Look at it. How are you ever upset with this? It's like a Seagate Restoration, except it's not a land, so you're stuck with this dead 7-drop in your hand the whole game. But yeah, it's just blue-green. I like it. I haven't played this commander in like 3.5 years. It's an interesting one. I do kind of like it. You can go more into the other Tamiyo style, not the proliferate one. Well, you could do that as well. But this one, where like you mill cards, or you have a lot of draw discard, like looting effects or something, which I suppose blue has a fair amount. Obviously red is like the main color for that, but you can sort of sift through your deck and then pick up extra turns with the minus and go crazy there. Picking up Eternal Witness effects with this is nice. I never really got a ton of minus X value off of this commander. I wasn't hyper fixated on that. It does mean any graveyard hate your opponents are playing is suddenly just way better, and if that's something you can avoid, you should. There's not a lot of graveyard hate, and I don't think you should play really a lot of graveyard hate anyways. It's like you have Ghost Vacuum is fine, and whatever that blue-black Deathrite Shaman, the green-black thing is fine. But for the most part, I wouldn't expect that. I didn't really see a lot of graveyard hate, to be fair. So, like, if I was heavy under the minus X, it would have done a little bit more. But you have to play those cards, and they have to make it to the graveyard, right? Setting up your own graveyard for your own minus X is a little weird, right? Unlike this one. This one makes a bit more sense to me. With this one, like, you discarded something and then you just made a copy instead of simply just casting the card up front the first time. It just seems a little odd. I could have played the Doubling Season Vorinclex to have the book upon casting this, but it only draws 1 card a turn. I have displayed the ability to cast 5-mana cards already, so the discount isn't too crazy. The 7 is just not historic Brawl friendly when it comes to having a scary thing in play. I could have actually put this in the deck. I could have put this in the deck too. It's like the blue Ragavan, really. Your opponent sees it, can't answer it, just gives up. It leads to great YouTube content, surely. But yeah, I like this deck. I like it. It's doing the things I like to do, so let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.